Welcome to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman. I am your host, Joyce Williams. Now, you know what I'm going to say. So, we have an amazing episode. I'm just going to go ahead on and get that out the way. I have an amazing episode for you tonight. Very informative. And so I'm going to give you a minute to go on and get your girlfriends, be like, log on to this show, YouTube channel, The Invisible Woman Talk Show. Give you a minute to grab your snacks and give you a minute to grab a notepad because you might want to take some notes because this is going to be an informative episode. So stay tuned for The Invisible Woman Talk Show. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back to The Invisible Woman. So I have a quick question for you. Have you ever been standing? You know what? I'm just going to put it out there because I've been guilty of it myself. I was standing in line and there was this guy that bumped into me. And I'm like, I stumbled a little bit. I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, dude. And so, and I turned around and I was just like, you need to watch where you're. And I stopped and I saw him. He was tall, he was handsome, he had this smile, and he was like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, oh, no, excuse me, I'm sorry. Like, and I started apologizing to him, even though he bumped into me. And let me tell you why, because he was beautiful. That's right. He was beautiful. That's what it was. And I was guilty of beauty bias. Have you been guilty of beauty bias? Have you treated somebody differently because they are more attractive? Have you been treated differently because you're more attractive? Beauty bias is favorable treatment that individuals receive when they are deemed more attractive. Regardless of if you're doing it consciously or unconsciously. It's, you're treating people differently. Or you're being treated differently. And in that quick moment, I guarantee you, if I had turned around and I saw an ugly duckling looking back at me, there would have been a different reaction. It would have been more like, you need to watch where you're going. I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm always real. I'm always honest. And I would have been more like, you need to watch where you're going. You didn't see me here, But when I turned around and saw this tall, beautifully sculpted man, I was like, oh, my bad. It turned into my bad, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, and so anyway, yeah, that happened. I was beauty biased, and I'm sure you have been too, knowingly, unknowingly been beauty biased. So we're going to talk about bias towards pretty people. We're going to talk about how to avoid beauty bias. We're going to talk about why do attractive people get treated better. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. Welcome back to The Invisible Woman. We're talking about beauty bias. And beauty bias starts at an early age. It does. When a baby's born, we look at the baby and we're like, oh, the baby's beautiful. Or if the baby's not beautiful, oh, she's so precious, nice outfit. You compliment everything except for the baby. So it starts at an early age when you immediately, and like I said, we do it all the time. We are beauty biased people. We do it all the time. And it's like, it happens in the workplace, it happens at school, it happens in everyday life, it happens all the time. Children who are more attractive are, you know, consoled. They are, you see a pretty little girl that scrapes her knee and you're running over there. Oh my gosh, you're hurt. It's going to be okay. But you see another child that you feel like is less attractive, that is deemed less attractive, and scrape their knee, and it's, oh, get up, don't cry, you're tough. It happens. It happens. And like I said, it starts at an early age. We start at an early age. From the time we're born, we're judged by our looks. And it continues on up until the day we're expired. The day we expire. It's a lot. It was formed long before we could even comprehend that you're beautiful or that you're not beautiful. Before you even get a chance to classify who you are, or before you get a chance to discover who you are, somebody's already put you in a box. You're already in a category. Like I said, it starts from birth. You're birthed out. Here you go. Ooh, she's a beautiful baby. Beautiful. Ooh, she's a not so beautiful baby. Unattractive box. And then as you get a little bit older, if you grow, you have to grow out of it, Oh, she'll grow into her looks. Grow into her looks. Okay. Like I said, it starts at an early age, and we've been doing it forever, to the point where you don't even know it. You're subconsciously doing it. It's beauty bias. Like I said, I get it. I get that, we are in society. Beauty is everything, man, like they say, my face card don't decline. It's valuable. It's almost as valuable as money. If you look good, you get privileges that you don't get if you're not deemed as attractive. But yes, pretty privilege is a thing. It is a thing. You don't even think about it, but it is a thing. Being beauty bias is a thing. And like I said, a lot of times it's just, you don't even be thinking about it, but it is a thing, and it does happen. And it happens more often than you can imagine. We're going to be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. Stay tuned.
My name is Joyce Williams, and I'm the host of the Invisible Woman Talk Show. Life doesn't always give you flowers. That's why you should tune in to the Invisible Woman Talk Show. It'll help empower you to find your inner strength to bring out the beauty in you. JWInvisibleWoman.com, the Invisible Woman Talk Show.
Welcome back to the Invisible Woman. We're talking about beauty bias. Now, beauty bias is when you are treated differently, more favorable because of how you look. You're deemed to be more attractive, regardless of if it's consciously or unconsciously. But, you may be treated differently, like I said, better by your employers or by, your friends or strangers. Everybody, is going, treats you different, better, because you are deemed as more attractive. Now, it's and they call it sometimes it's called the halo effect. It's not something that, I wouldn't say it's something that the attractive person is demanding, like, you better respect me, you better listen to me. It's just that they're being listened to because of people are looking at them saying, she's pretty. I want to hear what she got to say. And I found myself, even doing the show, I had a couple of people tell me, like, man, I watch your show because you're pretty. Like, just point blank period. I watch your show because you're pretty, but I continued to watch your show because you had some interesting things to say. So the face caught their attention, but what I was saying kept their attention. And so we're talking about beauty bias. Are you biased? I talked with a young lady the other day, and she told me that she liked to eat at this particular restaurant. Okay. And so she said that I like to eat there. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to apply there for a part-time job. And she did, and she got the job. And she said that she got put in the back of the restaurant. And so she said, when I got put in the back of the restaurant, talking, and I saw some of the other girls back there, some of the other people back there, and she said, and I noticed a pattern. And she said that it looked like the attractive people were at the front and the not so attractive people were put in the back. And she kind of, there's no other way to put it, she got in her feelings because she felt like, wait a minute, I'm an attractive person. Why wasn't I put in the front? And I know that when you go in the restaurant, you all see it. It's the more attractive person that's the face of the first face that you see when you come in, which is understandable, but at the same time, what does it say about the people that you place in the back? How does it make them feel? Are you placing them in the back because they are more skilled to be a cook or to be a cook or be a fryer or whatever they do in the back? Are you placing them in the back because you feel like they are unattractive? They aren't fitting the brand that you're looking for. They're not slender enough. They're not light enough. They're not fair skinned enough. So that's what makes it different when you are, it's when you start basing it on appearances versus experience. So we're talking about beauty bias, pretty privilege, and how it feels when you are mistreated because you don't fit the certain look. We'll be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this break. Stay tuned. Y'all know how much I dislike when I see children and you have like maybe 2 or 3 kids, and then somebody sees one of the, they see the kids and they pick out that one and they're like, oh, she's so pretty, he's so handsome. And then the other kids are just left standing there. Like, what about me? And I tell you, that plays on your self-esteem. It really does. And you grow up thinking, I'm not, and I don't look good. I'm not pretty. And it starts that self-hate. It's instilled in us so young. To where it's like, you don't even have an opportunity. Like I said, you don't have an opportunity to know who you are, to accept yourself for who you are, because it starts so early. Somebody is putting you in a box, telling you whether you're attractive or not. We got to do that. We got to stop doing that. We have got to stop doing that. We have got to stop labeling people. And why does everything need a label? Why does everything need a label? Pretty, not pretty. Beautiful, not beautiful. Attractive, why does everything need a label? I don't even understand. And I even saw I saw this post, and it was a young lady. She had made a video, and in the video she was her husband had was singing to her. Okay, now her husband singing to her. He's a very attractive man, and he's singing to her. And some people in the comments said, is it just me, or does her husband look better than her? I was like, what does that have to do with the video? The video was showing her, a reaction to her husband singing to her. That's what the video was about. It wasn't about her looks. It wasn't about whether he was attractive. It wasn't about, even his voice. It wasn't even about that. It was about her reaction to him singing to her. I got that. But looking in the comments, it was very disheartening to see people commenting on her looks or making her feel like she didn't deserve him because she didn't look a certain way. who are you? How dare you? How dare you tell her she doesn't deserve a good man, a man to sing to her because she doesn't fit your idea of beauty? That's not fair. So yeah, you better believe I went in on the comments and I had to be like, I was like defense mode. She don't know me, I don't know her, but I was very defensive. Like, no, what we're not about to do is make this lady feel bad when about her appearance because her husband is what you call more attractive than her, so yeah, not gonna do that. And like I said, it happens all the time. Just strangers attacking this woman because of her looks. We'll be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to The Invisible Woman. We are talking about beauty bias and how pretty privilege has some advantages, some disadvantages, the whole nine. Now, pretty privilege can help you in the workplace because to help you in the workplace, because if you're having an employer looking at pictures to see who they want to hire, they may be particularly drawn to a person that's more attractive. So that means that you may get chosen. And it's like I said, sometimes it's not even a conscious decision. It's just that we want something that's appeasing. We want something that's pleasing to the eye. So it's like, that's why when they create food and advertisements and things like that, they want to make sure it looks really good. It looks good. It looks, advertising. So that's what pretty privilege does. You see that picture and you're thinking, this person looks trustworthy, appealing, so it kind of helps you get your foot in the door. It's like with the halo effect, what they call the halo effect is like that they tend to think that pretty people are more sociable, they're dominant, they're warm, they are intelligent. But then it also can backfire too, because then you thinking, oh, she could be, she's pretty, but she doesn't have anything in her brains, So that can be a disadvantage. But we're going to talk about the disadvantages later. We're going to stay with the advantages right now, okay? And the pretty privilege advantages. You got everybody looking at you, people blushing when you're around. They're more willing to ignore some other flaws that you have. They're more willing to ignore some red flags because, man, she is a knockout. She is beautiful. So I'm gonna, I can ignore that. I can, see, I could deal with that because she's so pretty, So you tend to get away with more things, and as far as like with the red flags goes, you tend to get away with more things. We're going to be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to The Invisible Woman. We're talking about beauty bias. When you're beautiful, you have to prove to other people that you're not just beauty, but your brains too. And you have to work that much harder to get people to take you seriously because they're just like, oh, she's just a trophy. They tend to treat you as a trophy. And you don't want to be a trophy. You don't want to be, just a pretty face. You want to be taken seriously. And that is one of the disadvantages of being pretty. You want people to listen to what you have to say. So another disadvantage of being beautiful is that you have to maintain a certain look at all times. Oh my gosh. People tend to be so hard on you. She came out the house and, I saw her at the mailbox. She's going to the mailbox. She don't have to be full blown face going to the mailbox. She don't have to be hair on point going to, and they were just like, it's harder because people expect you to look a certain way all the time. They expect you to uphold their image of you. not even your image of yourself, but their image of you. So they see you as here. They see, these superstars and these celebrities, and they think that they're supposed to look a certain way all the time. And then when you see them without all the makeup, without all the, glitz and glamour, without all the airbrushing, you're like, wait a minute, they don't look good. They don't look the same, or whatever, the situation is. But it's when you are beautiful, you are held to a higher standard of maintaining that beauty. That's why there are so many women suffering right now with cosmetic surgery, botched up surgery that's gone wrong, because they're fighting, trying to maintain that youth and that beauty. It's hard work. It's hard work. And you, like I said, it's not, and it's not even, sometimes, like I said, it's not even just you. It's you trying to uphold that standard of you, because they have a vision in their head that, this is what she looked like. This is what she's supposed to look like. You don't want to see, some of the celebrities, and, we know they kind of fall off because they grow old. They get older, and people don't expect you to age when you look a certain way. They don't expect you to age. You're like, wait a minute, I can't look like the 19-year-old I was, and I'm 40 plus. I can't still look like that. I can't still maintain that image that you have of me. You have to let me be me. So, that's another disadvantage of being beautiful. People don't expect you to age. We're going to be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to The Invisible Woman. We're talking about beauty bias. Now, I was watching this video clip. Like, I be watching reels sometimes, y'all. Okay, hopefully y'all watch my reels when I put them out there. But yeah, I was watching this video, and the lady was getting back at some people who had mistreated her when she was in school. And so when she was in school, she was not as attractive. They made jokes and talked about her and teased her for her looks. And so she got older, and she had some surgery and that kind of thing. And so she was like, I'm a knockout now, and so she went back, made her way to the stage. It was a show, she was on a talk show, and she made her way to the stage, and she wanted to show them, get back at them, to show them, look, this is who I am now. I'm beautiful now. And I saw the pictures of her in school, and I saw the pictures of her then. And I thought to myself, I like the old her better. I like the before surgery her better, but it wasn't up to me. It was up to her, and she apparently didn't like who she was before, because people made her feel like she wasn't enough. They made her feel like she wasn't good enough. They made her feel like she wasn't beautiful. So she went and did these alterations to herself to where she got to a standard of beauty that they accepted. She got to a standard of beauty that they accepted. So now they're looking at her like, oh, you're drop dead gorgeous. And she's happy. But what would have happened if she had been happy with herself when she was in school? What would have happened if she had learned to love who she was then and appreciate who she was back then? What if she had not listened to the people who told her she was unattractive and started loving herself and seeing herself as attractive? What would have happened? Because now you have this beauty that someone else created for you. And I don't know, when you have that beauty that was created versus authentic, how you feel about yourself. You know, when it starts to fade, are you still going to be okay? Because it is a mental thing. It is a psychological thing that needs to be healed from within before you could start working on the outside you. Believe me, I know. I had to do a whole mindset overhaul with myself to learn to love me, to learn to value me, to learn to appreciate me. And once I did, I'm telling you, once I did, you could see the glow. It was a glow up. I'm telling you, it was a glow up. And it started from within and it radiated to the outside. So now when people see me and they see a difference in me. And they notice that it's something different about me. And especially like, y'all, I put my hoops on today. So let me just tell you the thing about these hoops, okay? Hoops are magic. If you didn't know, now you know. Hoops are magic. When you put on some hoops with a ponytail, those hoops give you the superpower to feel like you are the most prettiest person in the room. I'm telling you, they have superpower hoops. Get you some hoops. Anytime you are feeling, yeah, I put my hoops on. So you're like, yeah, she feeling herself today. You darn right I am. So, no, but I just want to say that, yeah, it's just certain things you wear may bring out that confidence in you. Certain looks that you have that you just like, I like me. Yes. You know, yeah, I'm just telling you. So, I feel I feel like I let out a secret. The secret to feeling better when you're feeling a little down to make that outfit pop. Hoops. Okay. We'll be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this break. Y'all stay with me, okay? Stay with me. Stay tuned. Welcome back to The Invisible Woman. Thank you so much for everybody that tuned in tonight. Thank you to everybody that has subscribed to my channel on YouTube, The Invisible Woman Talk Show. Thank you to everybody that has just thank you to everybody. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. I love the support. For the people that have emailed me, my email is formerinvisiblewoman@yahoo.com. That is former FORMER invisiblewoman@yahoo.com. I didn't get all fancy with it or nothing like that. So it's spelled just the way it sounds, former invisible woman. Also, if you click on my website, go to my website. It is jwinvisiblewoman.com. And if you go to my website, click on the little red button, you can check out the old episodes on Lepeka TV on Roku. So don't forget to check that out. It was a pleasure. Again, thank you again for tuning in tonight. I love each and every one of you. Now that we are aware of beauty bias, we are not going to be biased. We are going to treat people as they should be treated, right? Respecting people, we're loving people, all that. So good night. Good night. God bless and good night.